Hello and welcome to Soul Love with Kimness. I am Kim van der Zande, your host, and I'm super excited to share another episode of Soul Love with you, where we share inspirational and empowering stories from the heart. We talk about the beauty and the shadows as both are part of the ascension journey, to remind you that you are powerful, you are magical, and to have trust in what you feel to be true deep within. Enjoy this next episode of Soul Love. Before we start the next Soul Love conversation, I want to invite you to check out my amazing book, Activating the Flower of Love, a sacred guide for manifesting your deepest desires and highest calling. This sacred book, filled with powerful tools and activations, will guide you to open your heart to the beauty and wisdom within you, empowering you to create the life you deeply desire from the foundation of love. You can find Activating the Flower of Love in all the major online and offline bookstores in ebook or paperback, or you can check it out through my website, kimness.nl, where you can also discover the different ways of working with me and the latest updates on new starting programs. Enjoy this next episode of Soul Love. Welcome everyone to a new episode of Soul Love, and I'm super excited as this is the first one after the summer break, and we are kicking off this beautiful Soul Love season with beautiful Gabriella. I am honored and excited to share this sacred conversation with you, so welcome within this sacred space.
Thank you, Kim. It's lovely to meet you, and especially on this blue moon energy. It's really powerful.
Yes, yeah, and I think it's also beautiful that we're going to talk about the beautiful work you're bringing into the world. And yeah, because you're working with dragons and you're bringing forth a lot of powerful energy. So we already had a short talk prior, but you said the fire energy. So maybe we can kick off. Like, what do you feel in this moment is a powerful message, or what is coming through that is ready to be anchored?
So at the moment, the dragons are really much about us getting our shit together, kind of thing.
Yeah, I get, yes.
After this emotional, quite intense few months, year even.
Yes.
It's like, now it's time to like get to work.
Yes.
You know, it's really time to, we had a massive earth reset, and now is the time to actually shine our light as much as we can, anchor the seeds that we are here, all the codes that we are here to bring, so that the new earth can be built, because it's not going to be built by itself, right? We need to seed it. We need to put our creations there together. That's really like, now is the time to really come together and create that beautiful new earth we were always meant to create in the first place. So yeah, it's really exciting times.
Yes, but I love what you're sharing as well. And I think for everyone tuning into this, it's really understanding that the hard work we have been doing for the last couple of months and years, and it is unpeeling these layers that are not us. It's coming back to the essence of who we are. It's letting go of these illusions so that we get to co-create from our essential energy, instead of co-creating from triggers and co-creating from the old paradigm way. So I think it's also maybe I really love that you're sharing this message at the beginning, because it's really also honoring ourselves for the inner work, because it has not been easy for every one of us. Also me, we have been challenged. We have been asked to go deeper where we have not yet wanted to go before. But it is for the bigger picture. It is for something. And I think that is the compassion we can come home again to. That. Yeah. I don't know how that's for you, but yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It's really like, we chose one of the most wounded lineage on purpose, because we wanted to go so deep into the matter, like so deep in there, so that we can really anchor everything in, not just a little bit, really everything in. And really the message that always comes back over and over is that what we're creating has never been done before. Like even the ancient civilization, that yes, they had some connection with the elemental world, the magic, everything, the technology, but what we are going to create is beyond that. It's like really beyond, because of all the work we did, all that separation, that wounding, that deepening into the human experience. And we really, the main thing is for a human to understand how powerful she is and how important she is in that process.
Yes.
So yeah, it's really, really bringing everything together.
It is. I love that. Yeah. And it's also recognizing our also individual role, because sometimes we can feel like so insignificant, like who am I to bring change in my own environment? But it's understanding that by doing our inner work, by coming home to love, to compassion, to we get to be the change, and we really raise the vibration in magical ways. So I think that's yeah, it's powerful.
Definitely, yes.
And what for me it's also interesting, like also within the Flower of Love, they always shared like we have been for many eons, they have been, the collective has been working on anchoring light, but now it's time for its next evolutionary step, and it's honoring that process of all the work that has been done. But now we're being invited to really create this rocket fuel of love so that we can truly elevate into. So I think it's exciting, and for you the dragons are coming forward in that space, and I'm wondering how that started, how that
Oh
awakened
my gosh.
you, or
It always starts when the human is ready to connect to our dragon origin of fire, spiritual fire, or the sun,
yes,
and really anchor it in. It always starts outside of ourselves. Like they show up everywhere in
yeah,
dreams, around in movies, in meditations, in healings. They're always there. And then the work is really what I do with my people is really like to make their body understand that they are the dragon, that
yeah,
if the dragons are here showing up, meaning because they are from dragon lineage and they are like really ancient leaders that bring really important codes for this new earth to be built, and they are here to build a movement, and that is going to impact for generations to come, really
yes,
show the way and how it's supposed to be human, like how are we supposed to live in that human experience. And that means going into the unknown, because the human doesn't have any, reference point to
experience
what
or
it
records.
is
No.
exactly. So
Yes. Yeah.
so really, it starts always like this. And the most, as you touched on it a little bit, the most difficult part is for the human to understand how powerful she is. So it
Yeah.
all comes with a fire. It all comes with allowing a wild essence to come
Yes.
in and just roar and soar and shine like 1,000 suns. It's really allowing that solar fire to really come through
Yeah.
all the way down into the earth, all the way into every single cell of our body, and really own who we are and our purpose, because
Yeah.
we've been conditioned to, hide and protect the very codes that we are here to create, to share again.
Yeah.
It's just the way it was at that time, but now is the time to stand up and really liberate our voice, liberate our creative power, and
Yes.
just be there and share our light with the world. Yeah.
I love that. But also, there are so many gems again you share. But I think it's powerful that you shared like they show up around me. But in the end, they show up for you to remember and for everyone that is aligned with that. And it's seeing the signs and the signals that come on our path. And again, it's our human mind that then can make a lot of stories about, oh, I'm just making this up, or it's just.
Yeah,
But it's an
totally.
invitation, if you are tuning into this, to follow that. If you see dragons around you, but it can also be something else. If you are meant to co-create with angels or with everything, but it's following these signs around us, following the guidance we feel. And I truly, I'm all about embodiment. So I think it's powerful, as you shared, like first it starts with remembering, but then anchoring these codes and also feeling, because that is also what I noticed within my own journey. The more I anchor my codes, the more I'm also being asked to feel them. Because even if you would look at your chakra systems, if it goes down into your chakra, you go to the lower chakras where the feelings are. And sometimes they are joyful feelings, but most of the time we need to go through the pain and but it is the empowerment. And I love the fire as well, as you shared, like yeah. So can you then see it like almost like a, people sometimes have this kundalini awakening. Is that the same when you anchor
It's
that fire?
beyond that. It's
Yeah.
it's the Kundalini is just like the star kind of thing. It's
Yes.
it's beyond that. You should really bring the multiversal central sun back down into matter. So
Yeah.
you really connect to the source of life,
Yes.
the dragon power, to really anchor it down. And it's every single time that I connect my women to their source of power, they are amazed about how far they go,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
how far, in time, or how far out they need to go to really bring that power back,
Yeah.
because it's
Yeah.
so ancient. It's
Yes.
so ancient. And I always bring it down to the body, and I always let them feel it, because the body needs to feel, the
Yeah.
body needs to understand. Until the body gets it,
Yes.
nothing happens.
No. But
Nothing happens.
that's a key. It's all about experiences. Like just in general, we can read so many books. I've done that also for
Yes,
many years, but we can understand with the mind, but it's still not embodied. It's still not in ourselves. It's the same with you can know a lot of beautiful teachings, but the moment you get challenged, your safety mechanisms take over, your
yes,
subconscious. And when you embody it and when you know it in every cell of your body and every part of your being, so I love that you shared this, then that becomes your second nature. And then when a
yes.
challenge comes, that is what is being activated. So I get goosebumps, but your power bringing back, but also we can try to make change, and we can think, okay, what am I fighting against, or what is happening in my system, or why can't I bring change? And I love, as you
Yeah.
share, sometimes it goes eons back. So you going back to this source of creation, or where your fire,
Yes.
your energy, your power has been blocked, and to go, yeah, it's such an important message in this time. So yeah,
Yeah, I
beautiful.
went through it. It's 3 years ago. I had no idea about all of this. Like,
Oh really? Oh wow.
literally
Yes.
no idea.
No.
Like, I could see dragons, during my
Yeah.
shamanic drumming, whatever. But
Yes.
and the more I was emptying my vessel of all this
Yeah.
distortions, and all the more I was claiming my
Yes.
power, my voice, my sovereignty in my field, that's where I realized how much I was actually holding there, the
Yeah.
whole ancestral lineage, the whole past life stuff.
Yeah.
But really, instead of going into healing loops,
Mm-hmm.
what happened is when I really started to understand that I was a dragon, and I started to activate my fire and my dragon language,
Yeah.
yeah, that's where I stopped the healing loops, healing for the
Yes.
sake of healing, and I actually started to embody
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
And it led me to crazy remembrance of, for example, when I actually created the earth, and my role that as a anchor of the solar dragon solar consciousness on earth.
Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff your human is like.
Yeah. Yes, I get that.
So it
This is
takes a
something out of
while
a
for
movie.
the,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
takes a while for the human to get it,
Yes.
and when you're actually getting messages of what you're actually here to do, it freaks your human out,
Yeah.
literally.
Yeah.
Because you're bumping into this past experiences that, yeah, your human is mortal, so your human wants to be protected and safe,
Yeah.
so that's not completely natural to have this defense mechanism. So yeah.
It is, yeah. It will keep, even if the normal is not safe, it will keep repeating that because it knows it has survived. So it will keep you in the same loop. But also, I think what I notice within my own journeys, and also the souls I get to guide, is like sometimes we are more afraid of our power than
Yes,
of just going through the notion of life, or because
yes, yes.
we are so potent. And I love that, as you shared, like it is really a remembrance, but we are being guided to create something we have not yet created before. So also for our mind to understand the greatness of what we are in our essence, it's beyond even stories we have been taught as a child, or as like the children's books or whatever. It's like it's
Yes, yes,
opening
yes.
our mind to, and I think that's beautiful how you share that. How did it change your life? Well, because I can imagine, like, if the 3 years ago and you standing in this power, in this light, roaring your fire, that must have changed
Oh
also your
gosh, my
physical
gosh,
life. And
everything. It
yeah,
changed freaking everything.
I get that.
So 3 years ago was where I really decided to put my healing on business online.
Yeah.
So I was doing some shamanic sessions in person, and then I decided to started to actually do that properly, like really following the calling. But I felt that power inside sometimes, and then but I had no clue what it was at that time. I had no clue. So I
No.
started to work with a psychic coach, which started to allow me to clear my vessel. And then I started to work with a friend of mine which does ancestral healing.
Mm,
So that's where really I started to get out all the contracts and vows, and
yes.
all the people that were here in my field that were like literally controlling. You don't get
Yeah.
to be that powerful. You don't get to
Yeah.
talk to the world about your gift. This is not what we do. This is not safe. You
Mm,
it's like there was so much so much there. But it changed literally everything because um, I my relationship with myself, first of all, like just that, and with
Yeah.
life, it brought me back to my joy. I was completely like constantly feeling dimmed,
Mm.
having those periods of like not depression, but having that feeling of numbness. And
Yeah.
whatever I was trying to create, I was feeling always stopped in my tracks. Like there was always something happening
Mm.
that was like
Yeah.
struggle, all that perfectionism. I was shit scared of just talking on camera. I was
You're
just like,
doing it,
you
yes.
know, that was just
Yeah.
like at that time was just
Yeah.
unimaginable for me. And and yeah, it's just that reclamation of our wilderness, of our essence, of our vastness, but
Yes.
most of all of our the power of our human.
Hmm.
Really, that's really where it comes to. Because we know as a soul we're really powerful, but
Yeah.
our human needs to understand how powerful she is. That's really important because then she can allow our essence to come in.
Hmm.
When she understands her place in the process, she can
Yeah.
allow the essence to come in. Before that, she would be trying to protect herself because of some sort of like, well, if you're that powerful and you're bringing that power, then what about me? Like, what's going to happen to me, you know?
Yes. Yeah.
So yeah, everything changed from my financials, from the relationships with people, my son, my husband.
Mm.
I was an empath that was like leaking energy everywhere, literally. Now I'm sovereign in my field. I don't need to put shields or boundaries or whatever. They're just there. I don't
Yes.
need to do any of that. They're just
Yeah.
there. I don't take problems from people anymore. You
No.
know, I just hold the space, saying, hold the
Yes.
space without taking it on. And yeah, my sessions with my people just skyrocketed in
Yeah. Yeah.
ways that are just mind blowing, so
Yes.
yeah, everything changed.
But it is, and that's what I love. Like that's also what I notice with my own journey. Is like the more you stand in your light, and the more you do the inner work, the more you know you are here. Everything rest just falls into place. But also, like I think it's a powerful message for me. I noticed that the more I hold my field, and the more I'm aligned to this light, you don't per se need the shields anymore. You don't per se, because it
No.
is the light that is so powerful that is it that automatically does that, or that automatically, yeah. So I think it's because you're connected to the source of creation. You're connected to all there is. So I think that's a
Yeah,
beautiful message. Yeah.
yeah,
But
yeah.
for you, like, what helped you the most to also to bring your beautiful mind into the journey and to know it was safe? What in like the past 3 years? What
So
was there
many things
something
that
that you, yeah, just keep
so
going
many so
on
many
and
things. Yes, just deepening the work. I mean, it's
yeah,
just it's when at the beginning it's hard because there's so much layers to to
yes,
clear out and so many things to claim. But it's when your essence finally like comes fully in your body and you're
yeah,
finally anchored on the ground. That's where the true healing starts, because you don't need to do the healing. The healing happens
mm,
itself,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yes, you have stuff coming up that you need to release, that you need to love, understand, embrace about
mm,
yourself, but you don't need to do the healing. The healing
yeah,
happens because that's not something we should be um, doing. It's something that should be happening for us. And
yeah,
it's the same when you create. It's not something that you like have to create. I have to create. No, it's like the soul comes in, tells you what she desires to create. And as long as you're anchored in the ground and fully in your body, that's really key.
mm,
The things happen for you, and the key is really like to that piece of going all the way down,
yeah,
because there's so many things on the way of us fully anchoring here in
yes.
in our bodies. So yeah.
And it is also in anchoring like the connection with Mother Earth, because in the end, everything tangible, every physical manifestation is a manifestation of Mother Earth. So if we do not
Yes,
anchor it, it only stays in energy and it doesn't become physical. It doesn't, yeah. So
exactly. Yes,
there's a lot of power in
yes,
that. Yeah. So I love that. And now
yeah.
you are guiding beautiful souls on their path to, is it then only like working with dragons, or is it really all about bringing them in their power? Or
obviously there will be dragons, because there are dragons. If they are in my world, means there are
yes,
dragons.
you are.
But
So
we
that's,
don't
yes,
just focus on that. Obviously, there will be a whole. We're going back to the origin of who they are as humans as well. So
yes,
the whole piece of human lineage is really important for the human to remember her power,
yes.
and the whole relationship with the elements as well, because
Mm,
they're you can't create if you don't understand how your energy weaves with the elements,
yeah,
because that's how it works here on earth. So
yes,
so we do a lot of work on that as well, but the main thing is really bringing that solar power in the matter, because then when that starts to flow in, that's where I don't need to do anything.
no,
They
it
just do
happens.
by themselves, right?
Yeah, it is.
That's the big
Yeah,
difference. They're not passive whatsoever in that
no,
process. They
no.
are always doing the work, and I'm just here holding the space and guiding them to the right direction. But
Yeah.
that's, yeah.
I get it, because otherwise it's still the mind that tries to control
Yes,
it, or that tries to think like it needs to
yeah,
look like this, or it needs to
yeah,
be like this, or it is truly allowing. But I think also in that you need the resilience, and you need to trust that the divine, that your higher self, that the solar light has guides you and knows the right path. Because sometimes we think our next steps need to look a certain way, but if we truly let go and allow the divine to guide us, magical things open up, things that we couldn't haven't
yeah,
ever imagined.
exactly.
But
Yes,
it goes to a deeper surrendering and a deeper trust.
yes.
And because it's not per se for the faint of heart, this journey, because you really need to,
Oh no,
no, you need to live from a totally different way than what we have been taught to, and also what in a way the collective wants. Because if things start to change, some people find that scary and they like things the same. And so it's also, yeah, not being okay with becoming different, being okay with becoming who you are in your essence, because we can only bring change if we truly align to that, instead of copying what the rest of the world does. But that is,
yes,
yeah, it's not
definitely.
always easy, and it can be alone, I think, for also people tuning into this. It's honoring that, because deep within it is about a deep soul fulfillment, as you say, like this spark and this excitement, and knowing, not going through life numb, but knowing like this is what I'm here for, and understanding that. And so I think it's,
Yes, that solitude part is so important, because
yeah,
as leaders of creating something new, we might have feel all our life, completely out of place and
yes,
not belonging and all of this. And actually, this is your playground. This is your
it is,
playground. And
yeah,
when you start to fully align with this, when you start to fully bring it in, that's where you attract your tribe.
yeah,
They just find you.
yes. It
And
is,
that's,
yeah,
you realize, I'm not
yes.
alone. I mean, I've been on the dragon path by myself. I'm
Mm,
not didn't have any mentor for dragon stuff as
yes,
such.
yeah,
I had
yes,
to figure it out, as in like receiving everything,
yeah,
and it was in purpose. And when I finally started to anchor my dragon language and really starting to deepen into that, this is where I started to meet other dragon people. And I was like,
yes,
oh my God, I'm
yes.
not alone.
I love that. Yes. Yeah. But again, a powerful message, because I believe for everyone, you were first guided to anchor it for yourself, so that you had your own unique
Yes.
understanding of these dragon codes, instead of learning it from someone else, because then it's again from the mind instead of from
Yeah.
knowing in your body. And now you embody it, and you get to meet beautiful souls that do the same. But then you also know, like, because also in my journey, it's like some things can be truth for the other and not for me. But the moment I
Yes.
embody it, I can share from my truth, and I find it totally fine that someone else has a different opinion or a different point of view. But then it's already anchored, and then it's already. And I love
Yes.
that, because just in general, we are all here to embody something unique, to anchor a unique code, and it's reminding us of that, and it's holding space and having the tools, like beautiful people guiding you to really, because we all have blind spots. So you, and also for me,
Yes.
like doing the ancestral healing, and looking back to lifetimes where we have pushed our power away, but in the end it is us understanding our own power, and in that we can connect in an equal way with others, instead of from,
Yes.
yeah. So I think that's such a, you coming, I think, to everyone tuning in as well, that's such an empowering message. Like, first fully understanding yourself, and then bring it out into the world and share. Yeah.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. So
So
it
thank
comes
you.
from an embodied place and not,
It
as we say,
is.
copying
Yeah.
the energy of somebody. So yeah.
Because in that also sometimes insecurities can come in, and because now it's true, it's you connected to the divine or connected to the light or the fire
Yes.
of, and through that, but also healing comes. So it's a powerful message. Well,
Yes, it is.
what is the message for the next couple of months? What have you been tuning in, or what is your dragon, your inner dragon, sharing?
They show me a lot of action. Like it's time for action. There's a lot of things that coming need to come into place, and we need to come together. Like I feel there is a lot of communities that are being built, group containers, memberships, things like that, sisterhoods. Really, like this is time, people. Like we need to come
Yes.
together. Like we all did our little work on our corner, right?
Yes.
And now it's like we really need to come and bring the community, because we can't do it by ourselves.
No.
It's never,
No.
that's not how we were meant to create it.
No.
So we all activate each other, we all bring ourselves home, and when we come together like this with that
Yeah.
amount of power, it's just amplified so
Yes.
much.
It
Yeah,
is.
it's
Yeah.
tenfold, it's like hundredfolds, and it's
Yes.
just,
It is.
that's where freaking miracles happen, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's just beautiful.
I
So
love
I'm
that.
looking forward to that.
Yeah. I'm excited. So what are your next steps, or what are you being guided to?
So at the moment, I'm finishing my chapter in the next book from Mary Gooden, which
Yes.
is the Shine Your Soul Light. So I'm really
Beautiful.
looking forward to that
Yeah.
being fully written, fully
Yes.
out.
I get that.
That's great.
Yes.
And I'm launching my Fire Weaver's Legacy Vortex as well, the
Okay.
9th of September. So that's one that I'm really looking forward
I
to,
get
because
that.
that's
And can
really
people
where
still
the
sign
growth
up
is.
for it, or are there still
Yes, of course.
places?
Yeah.
If you want to know more,
Open.
yeah, below you
Yeah.
can find the information if you want to sign up or want to connect. So yeah, that's
Yeah,
exciting.
open until the 23rd of September, though we're going to start a bit earlier, but I'll let the
Okay.
vortex open for other souls to join. So
But if you're tuning into this later, you can always connect with her and find her website. So I think beautiful
yes,
other things will come as well. But I love, as you shared, like Shine Your Soul Light book, like the Soul Love podcast. And I think I didn't share
yes.
it yet on the podcast physically, but a year ago I went to Glastonbury. It was the first week of October. And I had a magical weekend there. The inspiration came of the Soul Love podcast. So I leaped, and the week after, the first podcast was there. And I can't never have imagined. So I just followed my sacred yes. But now, a year later, the Soul Love co-author book is coming out. So you
My
should. So I
gosh.
thought, yeah. But again, like we have started creating this co-author book in April, and now September it is launching, 21 September 2023. But the power, like when we come together to create something, it is truly magical, and I feel very grateful to witness the changes within me and with everyone joining. And as with every co-creation book, when you say yes to something like that, and when you choose to co-create in a way, it's beautiful to see how everyone, not
Yes,
only in creating their story and sharing their bio and claiming things, but how everyone quickly evolves and steps up in their next evolutionary expression. And so it's really about, indeed, when we come together, magic starts to happen. But
yes,
also because that is what I love about writing books, and we anchor, because through us channeling our information, allowing these codes to come through, but also then bringing them into physicality through writing or typing, we anchor that, and that brings a whole new dimension and depth. And yeah, so I'm
yes.
excited for
It's
yours. Yes.
lovely. It's beautiful. I love it.
Beautiful code sharing. So also for you listening to the Soul Love podcast all the time, know that 21 September 2023, you can have the first Soul Love Ignite Your Inner Spark book. So I'm excited about that as well, but I will share more about it when we come closer. So thank you, Gabriella, for sharing your light, your wisdom, your enthusiasm. It's really beautiful.
Thank
And
you for having me, Kim. It was really lovely to chat together.
it
I loved
is,
it.
yes. And looking forward to seeing whatever unfolds. So, but if you feel aligned to her vibration and to her beautiful offering, please connect to her information below. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next Soul Love podcast. So for now, much love and connect to you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Thank thank you for joining this episode of Soul Love. If you want to find out more about what we do, you can find it below. And I'll see you in the next episode. Much love.